The man in the middle of the Howard Beach and Tawana Brawley cases is again the center of controversy. Bob O'Brien says the Reverend Al Sharpton is now accused of not paying taxes and stealing $250,000 from a charity group.
Al Sharpton faces a 67-count indictment in Manhattan that accuses him of diverting hundreds of thousands of dollars to his personal use after using fraud, grand larceny, and false business records to solicit funds from such diverse contributors as Don King, the boxing promoter, and Don Trump, the billionaire. Sharpton will be arraigned on state income tax charges later in Albany. In Manhattan Supreme Court, Reverend Sharpton was formally accused of taking in more than $250,000 for his national youth movement. The money allegedly was donated over a 3-year period to support youth programs, but State Attorney General Robert Abrams says lots of that cash went into Al Sharpton's pockets. What does Sharpton think of the charges? This was his answer when asked by Judge George Roberts how he the accusations.
I believe the Attorney General is insane.
Not guilty, Judge, on all counts.
But to Attorney General Abrams and the state taxation and finance people, Al Sharpton's fundraising history is no laughing matter.
Significant sums of money were contributed, and the allegations contained in the indictment today say that hundreds of thousands of dollars of that money was misappropriated for the personal use of Reverend Sharpton.
After his indictment, he was released on his own recognizance, but he left the Manhattan Criminal Court building in handcuffs, in the custody of lawmen who will transport him to Albany. Sharpton will be formally charged with filing a false income tax return in 1987 and failing to file his state income tax return in 1986. Is Sharpton worried? We asked. What do you have to say about all the charges? They say you stole money.
Same charges that Dr. King had, same charges gone. Where's all of the mob money? Where's the ticket scale? This is disappointing. I thought we could do better.
What about not filing for taxes?
What about it? Black people don't owe no taxes. We ain't got no rights. They like my hair.
The first issue is for the Attorney General to establish that Reverend Sharpton was in receipt of large sums of money. We do not buy that at all. As most of you know, Reverend Sharpton lives very modestly. He does not own a car. He can barely pay his rent.
It will no doubt be months before Defense Attorney Alton Maddox gets to try that line of defense on a jury. But if juries in both Manhattan and Albany convict Al Sharpton of all the against him, and if the judges in both cases slap him with the maximum sentences allowable under the law, Al Sharpton could go to jail for up to 11 years. Bob O'Brien, Fox News, Channel 5.